this time we'll be continuing on my latest kind of series. I'll be taking a look at all the Captain America figures that I have in the Marvel Legends range. So, first off, we'll start with this Cap. I've done a review on him separately, so I won't go into too much detail. But I will say that to date, he is still probably my favorite Cap. There are a little bit of changes that I wish could have been made to the figure, but I think he's still the best out of all of them. And I urge you to go and look through my past videos for the review on this guy. He is Series 1 of the Marvel Legends. So the next Cap that I got from the Marvel Legends line, there was a big gap. I did not get the Ultimate Captain America because I wasn't that interested in Ultimate Cap, but I did get the face-off version of Captain America, updated a little bit, has a brand totally new body, different sculpt, again very detailed, and got this very fine armor. He has this web belt with canteen and all sorts of pouches on it instead of the flat belt here. The detailing of the seams of the suit and on his head here, the seams on the cowl. The shield is the same shield, but they've the clip here doesn't function as well because the way the arms are sculpted, the wrists are sculpted, so it doesn't quite sit on there as good as the clip worked with the old one. Rather than break the wrist, I just kind of have to leave the shield hanging like this. That's just my preference. For articulation, it's much more like all the other Marvel Legends. You still have the head, and there's even a bit of a neck articulation in there. One thing about the figure I don't like is that he seems to have a permanently bent head, like he's in mourning, and he's got the extra shoulder joint here for back and forth movement. Arms do go all the way around, out, but the sculpt here does hinder the articulation a little bit. Rotates at the elbow, a double elbow joint there. Rotates at the gloves, bends at the wrist, and this time all his fingers are individually articulated. He's got ab crunch and waist articulation. He's got nice, pretty good hip articulation, forward, out, to the side, and back. Rotates at the upper thigh, double knee joint, rotates at the boot there, and bends at the foot, and he does have the ankle pivot. It's very, very solid, and a toe joint. Now, being from the face-off series, he does come with a variant, an unmasked variant, and you can see the sculpt of Steve Rogers. He's got the kind of modern flat top hair, not the good old Cap from the 80s or 70s wavy hair. And they've given him this extra little piece here to represent his cowl being pulled down off his head. This is pretty nice. Otherwise, the figure is exactly the same. I like to keep this guy's shield on his back there, which all the shields have this elastic bands here that you can put around the arms so he can wear his shield on his back like he does in the comics. And somehow, magically, is able to fit that underneath a trench coat and go undercover sometimes. And we have one more Captain America figure, and this is from the Hasbro, the second wave of Hasbro. And this is, of course, the Golden Age Captain America, or his appearance from World War II. And you notice that he has his first shield, the tricolor shield, instead of the impervious vibranium adamantium blend shield. And quite a different sculpt. He's only got the half face cowl or helmet. A little bit of paint problems on here. You can see, notice the ear has got a glob of blue paint on it. I don't know if you can see that or not. A little bit of red splashing down here too. But otherwise, pretty good. You still get pretty standard articulation, but it's quite stiff. You get up and down, left and right on the head. Arms go all the way around, but very stiff. Go out to the side, rotate at the bicep, double elbow joints. They don't rotate here at the gloves anymore, but his wrist does rotate and bend, and his hands are solid pieces, so there's no articulation in the fingers anymore. He's got an ab crunch and waist articulation, and he's got the funky hip articulation here, where you gotta rotate and twist to get it into certain spots instead of just having a straightforward and back and to the side thing. You have to really futz around with it to get it into different poses. Something I don't like. Of course, he retains the double knee joints there, and this time he rotates below the boot here. And at the ankle, he rotates and goes up and down, but has no ankle pivot. I'm glad that I got a classic Golden Age Captain America, but with his funky legs, he's kind of hard to get into a good position, at least for me. I really don't like the way these hips are. I much prefer the way they used to do it. Looking at his shield, on the back of it, you can see it clips on, and it's cool that they've included all these rivets on there. And so let's get this clipped back onto it. So that's my look at all my Captain America Marvel Legends figures. I'm afraid that's pretty much it for multiple figures of the same character. than I have so far. So stay tuned for some more Marvel Legends reviews, looks at other figures. I still have lots and lots of figures to get through. Until my next video, see ya.